We're at the pierogi stall, and there's one here. It's called Fits Like a Glove. Excellent. Hello guys, well here we are in Krakow in Poland, and I'm joined on this walk by none other than Mr. James Tusk.
Good to be here. I've been enjoying your existential chinwag videos of doom and gloom for the last few weeks, so I thought it'd be time for me to come on and make the quality even worse.
Yeah, so we're gonna existentialize and be miserable, but there's just gonna be two of us going on a stroll today. And we're in the actually in the Jewish quarter of Krakow, and it's really nice around here, isn't it? So we've had a great time. We've been here for a few days now. We've had a great time. This is a good place. There's lots of bars and restaurants around here, and we've been out here at night a little bit as well. And you know, there's a good vibe around here. Good bars, slightly more hipster. But yeah, it's all good. So what are we actually talking about today? What we're going to talk about, I think, is, well, how do you even want to encapsulate it? It's basically why guys aren't getting the results in dating that they seem to think that they want, but do they even actually want it in the first place?
Yeah, there seems to be a big discrepancy between actually having that strong kind of burning Nietzsche-esque why about what you want from dating, and when you have that why of like, you know, that strong goal, you know, I really want a hot girlfriend, I really want to, you know, be dating a new girl every week, whatever. I really want a load of one-night stands. When you have that strong understanding of what you want, you're able to relentlessly go after it, and obviously the rejection and the elements that come with that are not a big deal. But when you just kind of get into this space and you're kind of looking for a wishy-washy, I just kind of want to get better with women, it means nothing. There's no discernible goal to strive for. And the great analogy I heard from a guy called Earl Nightingale, who did we'll link the video below, it's on YouTube. He used to be a 1950s radio host in America, a bit of self-help stuff, kind of pre-self-help industry. But he was talking about this analogy for goal setting of, you know, a ship that leaves from port London to, say, Hawaii, 99 times out of 100, bar an act of God, like some random, you know, unplanned storm, it's going to arrive at the time, on the day it was specified to do so, because it's planned out, right? You've got a definitive goal, definitive destination. The problem is if you don't have that, and he used the analogy, let's let these guys go past. He used the analogy, you know, if the boat didn't have that destination, it's going to leave port and just kind of wiggle around in circles and go nowhere, right? And that's the problem with dating. If you're coming into it with no real goal about what you want, it's going to be wishy-washy. And I think part of the thing that we've noticed from working with some clients online and guys getting in touch is no one's actually taking any action. People are sitting there, and it's like, we had a webinar call with some clients recently, and, you know, one of the guys was like, yeah, I'm approaching it. We were like, who's actually doing some cold approach here, like a decent level? And the guy came on, and we were like, how many approaches are you doing a week? And he's like, maybe 3. And we're just like, mate, are you having a laugh? But that was more than anyone else was doing, right? So it's just like, Jesus Christ, guys have got to start taking some action. And
he was a star pupil. Yeah,
he was a star pupil. But really what we want to talk about is the reasons we believe why guys probably aren't taking action. And there's some quite obvious points in it. Well, what I assume to be obvious points, but actually is probably worth reiterating.
Yeah, there are challenges with like monogamous relationships, and particularly long-term monogamous relationships, and all of that's true. But what that's led to is actually a load of people coming into the comments and saying things like, yeah man, I sacked it off years ago, I'm never going to go with a woman again, you know, the juice isn't worth the squeeze, and all of that stuff. And it's kind of like, well, you know, if you've come to that position, it's a considered sort of opinion, and there's you know, that's how you want to live life, fine. But I think the problem is a lot of guys are coming to that without actually having thrown themselves into the fray in the first place. And the reality is, you know, you can still date. I mean, you can still have a decent dating life. There's still loads of opportunities. I mean, particularly somewhere like we are now. We're in the bloody Poland, one of the greatest cities in Europe, really, for dating. And I mean, there are so many beautiful women around. They are very feminine, they are very friendly, they're very social, you know, there's not really harsh blowouts or anything like that. You can go and have a conversation and they love it. So there's plenty of opportunities out there still, even, you know, you might be watching this and thinking, oh, it's all gone to the dogs in the West and stuff, but there are still opportunities around the world. But the key issue is that we're talking about really is that we get these guys who come to us and they'll sort of say, yeah, you know, I want to improve my dating life. And maybe they won't have that clear goal in mind. You know, well, does that mean you want to have a new girl in your bed every night, or does it mean you want to have 2 or 3 girls who you see non-exclusively, or do you want to find a girlfriend? You know, so you got to get that tamped down. But even
establish your why.
yeah, but even on top of that, what it seems to us is like guys just really aren't taking the action, you know. And I was saying to James earlier, I mean, back in the day when I first got into, well, you know, got into wanting to date more girls, basically, it was pretty much balls to the wall. I mean, I would go out every single night of the week and go to clubs and bars and go around and just talk to as many girls as I possibly could. You know, it's a very scattergun approach, but I talked to as many girls as I could just to try to make something happen. And, you know, there'd be loads of rejections and stuff, sure. But out of all of that, you know, you get some who liked you, or who, you know, you managed to charm with a bit of humour or whatever. And you know, and I'd make something happen. But it was the reason that I was able to do that, it wasn't because of any amazing skill or anything like that at that point. It was just because I really wanted to have an abundant sex life. And it just seems to me a lot of the guys we're meeting now just don't seem to have that burning drive, do they?
No, they don't. They haven't established the why, and they think by kind of signing up to an online course or getting in touch and you know, booking a phone call and just being talked to, that's going to solve the problem.
Do you know where the square is?
But really it's weaseling, it's avoidance, isn't it? It all comes down to avoidance. It's not liking the idea of rejection, it's not liking the idea of putting yourself on the line. No one likes rejection, but we always talk about this thing of kind of flipping that mindset round.
Yeah.
And kind of charging, you know, you talk about the obstacle as well, but charging headlong into that rejection.
Yeah.
And who gives a fuck if you get rejected 40 times?
Yeah.
If you find a really hot girl and you've got a really hot girlfriend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of irrelevant, isn't it?
Yeah, completely. I mean, would you rather be the guy who gets rejected 39 times in a row and then...
Want a coffee?
Yeah, can do, yeah. Would you rather be the guy who gets rejected 39 times in a row and then the 40th time he meets a really cool girl who he has a great, you know, relationship with?
Show the tricks to the menu.
Let's have a look at the menu.
Let's have a guess what you think we're going to go for. So I'm not going to get the coconut latte. I'm going to avoid the coconut latte.
The King Canute latte.
King Canute. A wet black tea, sir. A Branca Japan.
I prefer a dry black tea. The issue seems to be like a lack of burning desire, because I believe
Genuine, hot, raw, burning desire.
it's genuine, raw, raw, hot, sweaty, burning desire. Because I genuinely believe that if you want something badly enough in life, you can find a way to get it. I think that's true, isn't it? Would you agree?
Yeah. When you have that obsession with something,
yeah,
you make it happen. Like when I got into this, I came into this from a position of I'd been at uni, decent looking guy. I'd slept with women, but they were not up to much, and they were definitely not women I'd chosen. They just picked me.
Yes.
Very shy, very introverted, very socially anxious guy. And yeah, I saw Daygame. I saw Daygame.com, the videos, and I was determined to make it work. I was like, fuck this. I've just got to bang some hot girls, and I went out there relentlessly, put the graft in to do so.
Yeah, and I think that's what we have in common. And also, you know, let's be fair, Mr. Torero as well. I mean, he was he talks about how he was going out, like had his teaching job, and he was going out every night and doing approaches. And he would go out every night, and he'd have like a set number of phone numbers that he wanted to collect that night, and if he'd just carry on until he got them.
Right.
And he'd obviously do weekends and stuff like that. So I think all the people who really, and even Paul Janker, you know, the original Giga Chad, Mr. Paul Janker as well, would go out, you know, every weekend and you know, go out and talk to lots of different women and basically maximize his numbers. So I think everybody really who's had any sort of prominence in this space has always been somebody who's gone out and just smashing it really with the approaches. So you've got to ask yourself the question, so these guys who are coming to us now, and it does seem to be a very modern phenomenon, you know, these guys are coming to us now and sort of saying, yeah, well, you know, I want to get really good at this stuff. And you say, well, how many women have you spoken to that you don't know in the last week? And they're like, oh, you know, maybe a couple. You know, there was a girl in the coffee shop, I kind of said hi to her, and yeah.
I think it comes down.
You know, there's no drive,
Yeah.
there's no determination.
And
You know.
we'll go into some factors for you guys to look at the end, some actionable steps to really analyse. So keep watching the video to the end, and we'll just produce those things that you should, those facts you really need to look at.
Yeah.
But I think part of the problem with this as well
Hello.
is the fact that hello.
It's quite cute, yeah.
Okay, give her a, just
Yeah.
say she's seen it, so it's no big
Yeah. Yeah. Hello. I'm from London. Yeah.
I hear. I can hear.
And your name? Troy. Very nice to meet you. You want to say hello to our friends?
We're on vacation right now.
We're working actually.
Ah.
Yeah. Here to work. We're making some videos, but we're also working with some
I'm
clients
waiting
here.
for my friend. She's using the toilet. She's Italian. Yeah, we are speaking in Italian.
Speaking Italian.
Yeah.
Really? Where are you from? You from here?
I'm
Or?
from Poland.
Nice.
I'm from
Okay.
Poland, yeah, but
Okay.
I'm waiting for her.
Are you from Krakow or from somewhere?
No, I'm from center of Poland.
Whereabouts? Because
Oh, this is my friend.
hello,
Oh.
hello. Hello, friend. We're going to some different places in Poland though. So we go to Lublin,
Lublin, yeah.
and then we go to is it Lodz or Łódź?
Łódź.
Łódź.
I was studying in Łódź.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really? What do you
And-
study?
Italian philology.
Oh, so you speak the Italian, yeah.
Yeah.
And whereabouts are you from? Are you from Rome or from? Nice, nice,
Yeah? You were
cool.
from?
London.
Oh.
Can she?
Yeah. we love Poland though. We're a big fan. We're going to be here 6 weeks. So yeah, we're traveling around. We're doing some different stuff.
Yeah,
It's
but
pretty
now
cool.
Krakow for 6 weeks? No.
No, we're going to be in here for until Wednesday. Then we go to Lublin. Then we go to Łódź,
Yeah.
Warsaw.
Yeah, Warsaw I don't like that much
No.
Why not?
because like Warsaw was beautiful before it was destroyed.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and
Ah.
now it's super
Yeah.
modern, and I prefer old cities.
And we go to Gdansk as well
Gdansk.
afterwards. So
Gdańsk is beautiful.
yeah.
Enjoy.
Oh, how long will you be in Krakow for? Okay, okay. Well, listen, we've got to go because we're making this thing. But another time, it'd be nice to meet for a coffee or
Yeah,
something.
do you have like WhatsApp?
Yeah. Let me just.
I don't know what people from England.
No, we use WhatsApp. Do people here really use WhatsApp a
No,
lot?
Polish people don't like, but we have to because all the foreigners.
Why you don't like WhatsApp?
Yeah, why?
What's the
I don't
reason?
know, in
Oh, you
Poland.
had bad experience with guys.
No, it's.
he's not a
No,
stalker. He's only been
I
arrested.
have bad experience with guys not only on WhatsApp.
Oh,
No,
really.
Torres
But we are.
actually-
The thing is, we are English gentlemen though,
Yeah.
so it's different.
Johnny, she's like, no, this is-
Yeah.
yeah, this is what they all say.
The most beautiful city.
I think so.
in Poland, I think.
Yeah, I think I prefer it to Warsaw actually.
Yeah.
I've spent more time in Warsaw, but I think actually it's
more
great.
chilled there, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff. All right. Anyway, it was lovely to meet
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah, no, but what the point I wanted to make is a lot of the big name influence in this space, and this is not to criticise their information at all, this kind of red pill theory and stuff, but a lot of them are dick in handers, and what I mean by that is not that they have a masturbation addiction,
Or maybe they do. some of
maybe they
them.
do, but more that they're not actually out cold approaching, right? So I think it's great to kind of understand this information about sexual market value and stuff like this, but this should always be coupled with extreme action.
Yeah.
Because unless you change your behaviour, you're not going to change yourself.
There is a great tradition of people who are making content, particularly in the sort of red pill space, if you like, or the manosphere or whatever. I don't particularly like those terms, but we all know what we're talking about here. There is a great tradition of guys who are involved with that space, and they're not really. They are very knowledgeable and they've got a lot to say, but they're not really out and about taking action. Okay, and it's double-edged sword because, like James says, fine, the knowledge that they're giving is good in many cases, but really the way through this, if you look at it and think, oh, the dating marketplace is terrible, blah, 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 it's over and everything. Well, the way through it is to take action, and the only way through it actually is to take action. The obstacle is the way, as I keep saying, even though I haven't read the book. The difficult thing that none of us want to do, which is going and talking to a girl that we're attracted to and risking.
Where is the main square?
She doesn't know. And risking the potential for rejection, we just have to man up and do that, really. But the reason I think that guys aren't doing it, yes, they're afraid of rejection, yeah, because none of us like rejection.
But if you can fall in love with that process of just almost laughing it in the face of it, just being like, who gives a shit? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything. It's all perspective, right? We're all going out in a fucking cardboard box.
Exactly.
In a very small amount of finite amount of time. It doesn't fucking matter. Charge headlong into it.
Yeah, 100%. But the reason that they're not is because they don't want it enough. Because you've got to really want it. Whatever it is that you're going for, you've got to really, really fucking want it. Otherwise, it's going to be half-assed. It's going to be James's Tusk. It's going to be half-assed. It's going to be a little bit lukewarm, and you've got to establish that why. You've got to get that burning need, that burning desire to make things happen. So, how do they do that?
Well, yeah, this is where it comes onto the actionable steps. So, what it really all comes down to whether you're wanting a girl to see
drilling,
whether you're wanting a girl to see, a couple of girls to see a week, or whether you're wanting a new girl in your bed every night, or anything in between. It comes down to a lack of basically sexual drive, wanting to get laid. That's what it fucking comes down to, right?
Exactly. So you've got to look at yourself honestly. You've got to think, okay, I've signed up for a course, I'm watching these videos, I'm reading this book or whatever. But do I really, really want it? Am I really motivated to actually...
Oh, Krause's house.
Yeah, to actually meet... new girls and actually, get into bed with them, because that's what this is really all about. And if not, then you need to take some steps, because I'm imagining a lot of people watching this stuff are sort of, I get some older viewers now as well, but we've got a lot of guys watching this stuff who are fairly young, and really, when you're a young guy, this should just be natural. But for some reason, at the moment, it doesn't seem to be for everybody.
When your desire to get laid, and you said this, but it's a great point, when your desire to get laid overcomes your issue with rejection, that's what that's the focus, right? So what are some steps guys can take to actually basically feel horny? And that should be the main drive to get out of house. It should be to get laid, not for validation. Yeah,
well, one thing that we were saying before, it's kind of interesting because I was describing my earlier life and when I was charging around and doing basically anything it took really to meet different girls. And of course, one factor with that is that was pre-internet pornography.
First step, look at your porn habits, cut down on porn. I'd say, to be honest, barring a special occasion.
What, your mum's birthday or something?
Yeah, you go to a load of towns and you go to Hammer Town on yourself. Really, I think porn should be used in extreme moderation. The odd time to watch it, but it fucks your brain up. There's shitloads of TED talks about this. So.
Yeah, and it's not coming from a moralistic perspective. It's just that.
I think it's a cool shot. That's the sort of place Tate and Lyle would be hanging out, isn't it?
Look at this, guys. Look at this. Yeah, so, what are you saying?
Step one, cut all pornography out of your life. Step two, look at your masturbation habits. Now, we're not saying you have to go quasi-religious, no fap here. I actually think I've tried
people take it too far.
And I've tried stuff like that, and actually all that happens is all I think about is sex. And
yeah.
It completely puts me off doing what I'm doing. So, masturbation in moderation. I think extreme moderation. If you're hammering out, 2 or 3 times a day, you're not going to have the drive to get out and meet people.
Yeah.
So you've got to be controlled about that. Those are the first 2 steps. They're all equally important here. Number 3, if you're a man over 30, get your testosterone levels checked. If you're based in the UK, a company called MediChecks is going to go for the full spectrum testosterone test. If you go to your GP, they're just going to give you a generic kind of overarching view, one reading. That's not what you want. You want specific breakdowns. The doctors on MediChecks online will actually analyse your stats for you. If you're low in testosterone, you should supplement. Right? So, and it shouldn't be age specific, really. If you want to be going out and meeting women, you need to be driven by horniness. You should have the level.
Yes.
Of a 21-year-old guy, in my opinion. We're not talking about bodybuilder amounts here. So those are the first 3 steps, no-brainers. Look at your lifestyle. How much cortisol, how much stress do you have in your life?
Yeah.
Because that's going to impact your sex drive.
Yeah.
Meditate, take care of yourself emotionally, mentally.
Get enough sleep.
these are all factors that you need to be looking at, because it really comes back down to wanting to get laid, doesn't it?
It really does. And we've covered. I guess we covered. Look at this. Look at this hot dog. Slightly sexualized advert
Very
here for.
sexualised that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Going to the gym. I assume we've covered, but if we haven't, we should.
Going to the gym.
We should cover.
Super important. You know, drives your hormone levels up. Hit the gym. Do some exercise every day.
Yeah, because if you do, big compound exercises, you do your squats and all that stuff. It spikes your testosterone, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Diet, super important. Try and eat clean 80% of the time. A little bit of junk food here and there is fine. Same with booze and taking drugs. In moderation. These are all factors that are going to
Basically,
to how you feel and how horny you are.
Yeah, and also as well, you want to try and make it so that your only outlet, well, all right, we can caveat this a little bit, but you want to make it really so that your only sexual outlet is by meeting new women and bringing them into your life. Yeah.
Not watching porn.
Yeah.
Not paying for sex.
Yes.
But I mean, again, this is a different thing for a different video. I've got no issue with guys supplementing 10%, 20% with that sort of thing. But
If-
it should be
Yeah.
how approaching. Really.
Yeah, I mean, if you're at the beginning and you are thinking, well, I haven't got the sex life, the dating life that I want, but I'm going to escorts every week, then obviously there's an imbalance there because you're giving yourself a get out clause, because you don't really need to meet women organically because you know that you're just going to pay for it. Okay, same thing with porn. So you've got to cut those things out so that really you've got to make it, it's almost like death ground strategy, isn't it? Your only option is, shit, I've got to go out there and I've got to make this happen. Now, we've also been starting to talk a little bit about the use of certain apps. We're not big dating app exponents, but there is one in particular that's quite good. You can supplement it with that. You can do a bit of night game, you can do a bit of day game. You can even do a bit of social circle, but ultimately you want to make it so, look, if I want to get the kind of sexual release that I need as a man, I'm going to have to go out and actually talk to people.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it comes down to.
Yeah, because everything else, again, it's avoidance, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think if guys can just consciously remember this, but when you're watching this video now, right, what are the actionable steps they need to take? Examine your porn habits, examine your diet, examine your alcohol intake, examine your cortisol and stress levels, examine, get the testosterone checked. Like, these are all factors, right? Because this whole thing has got to come from a position of horniness and wanting to get laid, regardless of whether you want loads of one-night stands or whether you want a wife or dating girls non-exclusively. It has to come from a position of horniness.
Yeah.
Because that's going to override the issue that everyone has with rejection.
True.
Your desire
True.
to get laid outweighs, your concern for rejection. You will get results. Right?
That is absolutely true. There's a certain age element to this as well, because I mean, I've settled down a bit. I'm in the sense that, I'm a bit older. The white hot burning desire of 20 years ago is not the same. And there's things that I can do really to look at that, actually, even as a guy in their 40s. But certainly, let's be honest here. If you're a young dude, maybe in your 20s or even 30s, you should be feeling that white hot desire. And if you're not, you need to look at some of this stuff, because that could be your problem. There's no point in watching Doomer videos and going, oh yeah, it's all screwed, I'm just going to give up dating, when you haven't even really given it a shot, And I do worry sometimes that that's what a lot of people are doing.
Well,
So
it's just a way for guys to cop out.
yeah,
Because as we said before, most of the dudes that watch the black pill stuff are not, eight-legged freaks in a wheelchair, are they? They're just your average dude
yeah, who's just thrown in the towel.
who's thrown in the towel early because dating's hard.
Yeah, well, everything's hard,
Yeah, anything worth achieving in life requires effort. That's the
Absolutely.
point. That's why we don't appreciate anything we get for free.
Indeed.
We don't appreciate things like your eyesight until you lose an eye and become a pirate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And how can we help them to achieve their goals in the dating marketplace? Because we're in Poland right now, which is one of the epicenters of dating on the entire planet, and certainly in Europe.
Yeah, we're here for 6 weeks. This video will probably go out in the next few days from recording, so get in touch with us. Send Troy an email, Troy@RealTroyFrancis. Get in touch and we'll have a chat about you coming to join us in one of the various locations. We're teaching live training in Poland. We're doing day game, we're teaching guys about some of the apps. some of the more off the beaten path apps, and we're taking guys out doing night games. So a real full range
Yeah.
of different streams for dating
Yeah,
here.
and we can't overemphasize enough how good a place this is to come and do this stuff, because you've got beautiful girls, beautiful women. It's a good, I mean, it's slightly overcast today, but great, you know, it's the summer, great temperatures, sunshine, everyone's out and about, really social as well. You know, they really, really like to meet new people, and it's a blast. So if you want to come and practice this stuff, and really the best way is to come and meet us in person and to do this stuff face to face. It really, really helps. So yeah, get in touch, info@jamestusk.com as well, Troy@realtroyfrancis.com, drop us an email, ask us about availability, and yeah, that'll be it. We'll see you again very soon.
Until next time.
Sayonara. Is the mic on? Do you want to hold the... Yeah, we're on.
We're on.
Do you reckon it's picking you up if...
Yeah, I think as long as I speak loud enough.
Yeah,
We'll
okay.
keep to back streets. Let's go.
Yeah.